Hello and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings, the Let's Play Blind near Rambler. Right then, after the rather sad, but in a way emotionally impacting ending with Anna, we must now go back in time once again to basically play this game again and again and again until we try and get as many of the excuse me, good endings of the other characters as possible, and then that will reveal the true ending, which will probably, well, just not be satisfying for me personally, but you never know, maybe it will be. I left it to people in the comments to suggest where we should go next in terms of which characters to go for. Suggestions were Remy and Lorem. No, Lorem was boring. It was Remy, I always say Aline. It's Aline, isn't it? Not Aldine. I keep saying Adine. Or Adine. The yellow dragon, the waitress, basically. So it's either Adine, waitress dragon, Remy, or Bryce was the big key one. And I think, I'll tell you what, let's do Bryce. I think we should start. I think we'll do Bryce now, because it was really funny how we were gaying it up, and I think it would be really cool to gay it up again. So let's do that. Let's just do Bryce all the way. Now, I think when it comes to the time thing, I don't think we now have to warn Anna about going to work. Not going to work. Staying at work late. You know, going home early. That might be wrong. That might be that we still have to tell her that. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Doesn't matter. Apparently, the time mechanic sort of takes care of it all. But anyway, so blah 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 blah. Illuminated sunlight. Distance portal emerge. Blah 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 blah. Let's just see if there's anything different. No, it's same old stuff again. What I might do, yeah, we've seen this before. Yeah, we'll skip ahead. It's good that the game allows us to do this. I quite like this. We'll just get to Bryce. We're going to do Bryce basically. Blah 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 blah. So, like I said, we can meet with Anna. She's definitely going to die in this timeline. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I can't remember. But I think we're going to do Bryce. I think we need to meet with Bryce now, and we have to repeat what we did before, which is get absolutely hammered and go back to his place. So we're going to do that first. Before we do, actually, however, let's save the game. Once again, we are running out of save slots, but hopefully we can save over, which I think we can do. So that shouldn't be an issue. No. No, right. No, right. Okay, it's because I'm used to the Nintendo Switch controller and not the Xbox one. Right, even though they're exactly the same, it's again A and B is the other way around. And Y and X for that matter. Actually, is that true? Y and X? Let's have a quick look. Yep, Y and X is the wrong way around, A and B is the wrong way around. Yeah, good old Nintendo Switch trying to avoid patent stuff with Xbox. Right, go to Bryce. We must hang out with Bryce. Once again, if I was over the police department, it seems oddly quiet. I think we've done this before, though. Yeah, we've done this before, so maybe we can skip through this. Yeah, let's go. Let's just get fucking hammered, because that's how it works. In fact, I'm drinking right now, actually. I'm drinking whiskey, because this is the sort of game whereby you kind of have to drink for this. Not because it's bad. God, no. I'm enjoying it. It's very well written. I like the story, I like the concept. I'd like to see where this ultimate ending goes. But it's just one of those ones where such weird shit happens and you're like, okay. We shall skip. So, I don't know if that ends us back. You skipper. Fuck you. A whole kinds of stupid idea and I shouldn't suggest it, especially not to you. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. Point being is, dude, we're getting hammered again. It's going to be awesome. Right, more free time. Now, I think we meet with Anna, like before, and do that thing. Excuse me. I actually wonder. Yeah, here we go. So, blah, blah, blah. We can skip all this. Skip. Yeah, sorry, there's going to be a lot of skipping in this, so I do apologise. Because, yeah, whatever. Yes, I'd like to skip ahead. Because I know it says you shouldn't have to, but it's pointless, really. Oh, right. Right, that's interesting. So I think... Okay. So... I'm not sure what I'd expected this kind of... Certainly wasn't this. Right, because it seems to be that with this time travel malarkey, we can meet more people. I think? I'm not sure. It's like as if we can meet more people in the day because of the time mechanic. So I think we do actually have to remind Anna to excuse me. I think we do have to remind Anna to not go to work work so late even. Yeah, skip ahead. Yeah. So the problem with this game is skipping ahead with all this sort of stuff. I mean, it's not bad or anything, but yeah. So it's a woman. I'm very sorry. I assumed you were a man. I actually honestly thought it would be clever. It would be us from the future or whatever. But no, it's a woman. I would like to see where that's going. If we do get to see that person later, the administrator. I got told off for that, for assuming it was a man. I apologise. The only reason why is because I thought it would make more sense within the context of the story. It wasn't really to do with sexism or anything, but as soon as it was a woman, it was like, oh, okay, it's just one of those things we'll come across later as to why that's the case. Yeah. Oh, God, whiskey's good. I need whiskey. It's so good. Right. I don't need it, but I like it. Blah, 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 blah. Right, oh, I've got to do all this shit again. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll be boring. We'll go visit the grocery store. We've never actually been here. Oh, no, we have been here, haven't we? I'm sure we did actually visit this, didn't we? Actually, I don't think we did at this point, did we? No, because I just skipped that bit of speech ahead, so I apologise. But we can actually get back to that, can't we? Yeah, so if we go visit the grocery store, yeah, I think we'll do that, because I don't think we've done this at this stage in the game. I enter the store, the sound of a bell alerting staff to my arrival. Seeing the patrons browsing the shelves, nearly stocked with wares of all kinds, evokes some feelings of nostalgia and normality to me. They got sandwiches and donuts and everything. This shop sounds fucking awesome. Especially this. I was like, this must be the store Rez been shopping at. And there's the old shopkeeper. He's pretty dashing himself, actually, to be fair. I'll say now, male dragons are pretty dashing. Never thought I'd ever get tingly feelings. Anyway, who's he talking to? I think I've seen her before. Yes, that was the girl who ran past us and did the thing, didn't it? Oh no, we have seen this before, haven't we? Yeah, no, we have. We have seen this before. Yeah, aren't you the bartender from... Wait, what? Bartender from the other day? That I am. Did you have... He was the bartender, was he? I don't remember him being the bartender. So you can do more in the bar than just getting drunk. Like what? Oh, really? I can show you sometime if you want to. What? I'm being hit on by the barman? Oh, okay, fair enough. Is that an invitation? Well, if you put it that way, it kind of is. Anyway, how can I help you? Fair enough. Let's inquire about the girl dragon. Vara. She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription. Okay, so yeah, we had that before, didn't we? Of course I do. It's only been a few days since he was last here. This will sound a little unusual, but can you tell me what he bought? Are you just talking about last time, or every time he came here? Well, both, I suppose. He came here more than once. Well, he's been visiting pretty regularly, now I think about it. Well, it is a shop. I mean, he needs food. We all need food, so that kind of makes sense. Interesting. I can look up his purchases if you like. That would be really helpful. I love mass surveillance. Shouldn't be too hard, just give me a second. Mind you, it wouldn't be mass surveillance. I mean, they do it for a purely accounting sake, but still. I watch him carefully navigate the register's buttons, soon followed by the sound of the attached printer. And just to make sure this is as legit and as aesthetic as possible, we have the actual sounds of a till receipt printer being played. Well, that was easy. Since our government takes care of all his purchases, they're filed separately, it was simple to pull them up. Oh, if it's a government thing, that makes sense, and they'll need that for that. Looks like he bought mostly food and snacks, sometimes magazines. Dragon porn magazines. But why was he buying lemons every single time? Oh gee, I wonder. I can't say that I didn't notice, but I figured it was just a human thing. Strange. In any case, there's more information than I expected. You'll have my thanks. You're welcome. I'm just browsing. You know, forget what I said earlier. I'm just looking around innocently. Cool. What am I even looking for? Oh, right, we can actually look at stuff. Okay. The bread selection. They have a surprisingly big selection. Since when did dragons eat bread anyway? I guess at least I've covered in case I want any melon bread. Hey, oh, wait, what? Melon bread? What the fuck is melon bread? Hey, you! Whoa. What? What the? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Are you talking to me? Yes, what do you say, melon or lemon bread? I mean, the only difference between the two is like one letter, so how am I supposed to choose? I don't think that's how it works. Well, why don't you just go with the one you think you like more? Ellipses. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Get a box for a helmet. Yeah, I was just going to say, there was a cardboard box on her head. She's been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid. That's why. Okay, look at the produce. Who would have thought that dragons are big on produce? I don't even recognise some of these. It's probably best that you don't. Look at the meat. Meat, of course. Lots and lots of meat. Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, pre-packaged meat, prepared meat, ready-to-eat meat, meat snacks, burgers, kebab, nuggets, whole hams, bacon, meatloaf, sausages. And that's not even all of it. Needless to say, they have that area covered. The health aisle, which probably have very little in it. Everything from food supplements to skincare and even birth control. Fair enough. The variance in product size is astounding, especially when taking about the birth control. I think this one's could fit on my arm. Alright. Well, like I said, they can reproduce like us, I think, anyway. I should go back to what I came here for. You looked at everything the store has to offer. Isn't that great? I got a window shopper. I shall go now. I suppose that's all I can do here. You have to apologise for the terrible voices. I've got a really bad cough as well. I think what I've done over time is I've damaged my esophagus. I think I've said this before. But the, what they call it, the villi, little hairs and the little silly cells in your windpipe that helps trap dirt and mucus and all that and bacteria from going into your thing. Well, I've damaged those over time from drinking and eating and smoking too much, and I've literally got smoker's cough now. I've probably got it for life. So yeah, it's not good, but you'll have to. Sometimes it's on good days it's not so bad, and then other days it can be really irritating. Probably when I'm drinking alcohol, it's at its worst. So I apologise for that. It's not very professional, and I apologise. But at least we did that. We did the thing that we did. Let's go to the production facility, because did we actually give blood in the end? I was confused. Oh, this is where we meet Damien, isn't it? Oh, yeah, here he is. Yeah, that's Damien. So yeah, we've done this bit before, haven't we? I wonder where his penis is. Why hasn't he got a penis? How else do they reproduce? Their tail? Maybe. I'm sure there's some biological reason for it, though, isn't it? Right, blah, 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 blah. We've seen this before. We've seen it before. We can just skip all this because we hate you and you die. It's a shame. I'd rather you didn't die, but at the same time, Anna's my bae. And I hope I get to save her from her cancer, because that was really sad. And I actually got, you know, I get there was somebody who commented, like, quite detailed, saying, you know, that games that do like a real shock ending is supposed to be more emotionally attaching, and there's like, you know, it's good that they do that, so then you get more emotion involved in the game. And again, I can see where they're coming from, but they did sort of say, well, I respect your opinion that it should be escape from reality. At the end of the day, it's whatever your escape of reality is. You know, some people do escape from reality via drama, you know, that tries to mirror real life, because to them it's just something that helps them get through things, or it's just entertainment, or it's just what they want, you know, in terms of what you know, what they want to pass the time and to enjoy themselves with. And I don't mean that in a bad way or anything. It's just, you know, that's why we have soaps and dramas and all that sort of shit. I personally, you know, I don't like dealing with it, because at the end of the day, I don't like being reminded that, you know, mortality is there and it sucks, because it could come at any moment. So I like to think that we're not immortal, because that would be naive and ignorant and stupid, but I like to think that every now and again you can just forget about it. And I suppose you could argue, well, that's why you could take drugs for that, and that's why you drink alcohol and all that. And you think, yeah, that's one way of doing it, but I'd rather do it with video games as well, because I enjoy video games. Video games are good fun. But also video games are a very broad spectrum, and that's why I like them even more, really, because, like I said, they can do anything, just like books and films and programs and that sort of shit. Plays, theatre, all that. But yeah, but no, I don't knock the game for doing that. Just because I didn't want a bad ending like that, I didn't hate the game for doing it. I think it did it very well, actually. Very, very well. So, don't worry, just because I didn't like that type of ending doesn't mean I think, oh, I'd say the game's rubbish. No. It's just not for me, for that sort of thing. But, I get why they did it, and I get that, and it was emotionally impactful, you know, and that's fair enough. I still think the game's good so far. And I have to admit, I kind of like these visual novel games. Like ever since, excuse me, ever since I played Doki Doki Literature Club, I kind of like these visual novel games, and there's tons of them on Steam at the moment. I'm sure a lot of them are just dirty schmut, as in, like, you know, lots of sexy stuff. But it looks like there's some good visual novel games that are like horror stuff and all that, all anime style. But they do look quite interesting. So you have to, you know, recommend me some. You know, you don't have to gift me them or anything. Just recommend me some that I perhaps might try on the channel in the future, because they're good fun to play. I do enjoy them. But yeah, that's probably because I get to talk a lot and I like talking, and I'm slowing things down as a result. I apologise. Right, we've seen this before. Skip. Yes, skip ahead. Skip. Skippity skip. Skippity skipty skippity doo. Skippity skippity doo. I found out that your grocery store is pretty cool. Oh yeah, he writes secret letters and lemons. Yeah. There's solid points which continue our investigation. You say that every time. I think you're just being nice. Apparently we can't date Sebastian, by the way, but that's fine. I don't want to have to date every character, you know, as it'd be not as fun. I do, hopefully, that Sebastian... I think we can, at one point, tell Sebastian not to go out on the night to do the guarding duty by the portal when the fireworks go off. So I think that's how you save him. So that's cool. So we can save his life. I mean, probably not in this run-through, but, you know, at some point in the future we can. But anyway, right, so let's save the game so we're not cocking things up. And we're going to go and meet some Bryce. And this time we're going to do it slow. So we haven't done this before, so let's do this slowly. Ooh, we're in his house already, yeah. Looks like we're getting ready for our bum session. And just because I'm saying silly things like that to refer to gay stuff doesn't mean that I, you know, have anything against gays. I don't, I really don't. At the end of the day, yeah. I've got nothing against it. I did when I was younger. I think I said this before. When I was very young, I did. I never got it. But then I remember being at uni, and there was like at university there was like this. There was this girl I actually met during a club. She was really, really nice, actually. And she was, I think she was bisexual or gay, I'm not sure. But she was very nice. She was definitely dating a girl at the time. And I liked her. I thought she was great. And she was doing like a little free speech thing, you know, like one of those things whereby on the campus you can set up a stall and, you know, get your political points across and all that. And I met her there, and I said, "Oh, what you do? Oh, you're advertising for same marriage, you know, legal marriage and all that. Same-sex marriage, even, I should say." And she was like, yeah, it's great. And I was like, well, explain to me why then, because I said, because I'm quite old-fashioned with this, and I don't mean to admit it, but at the same time, it's true. I'm quite old-fashioned. Convince me why this should be allowed. I said, not because I'm against gay people getting together and being legally recognised as a couple. I just don't know why they call it marriage when I'm quite traditional in that marriage is between a man and a woman. So let me know about it. And she gave me all this spiel about it. But then after a while, I kind of thought, yeah, if two people are in love and want to be recognised as married, you can't stop them from doing that. It just doesn't seem right. And I just thought, no, I think what it comes down to it is, at the end of the day, as a human being, if two people really love each other, I can't interfere with it. If they want to be married, whatever sex or gender they are, it's like, yeah, go on then. Go on if it makes you happy, because I like to see them happy and be full of life. So in the end, I was like, oh, I think I get what you mean. Fair enough, cool. And then I changed my mind then after that. So, and that wasn't to get in her pants or anything. I seriously just thought, no, that was a good point. I would never, if two people were in love and wanted to be recognised as a married couple, then I think that's fair enough. Why not? What? I mean, at the end of the day, the world's going to shit anyway. It's not really going to do anything bad. It might cause a few extra legal things, but to be fair, a lot of them just want to have a life and, you know, work hard, have kids and have families, and you think, actually, yeah, fuck it, why should I deny them that? So, yeah, just thought I'd share that. Probably the whiskey telling you that and all that, but it's true. It was good. It was interesting. Anyway, your face. Let's not get too personal. Let's all be like, I don't know, actually. Because we got here, and there's no speech or anything, and there's like, oh, hey, Near Rambo, good to see you. I missed that bit. But your face. What's wrong with my face? Never mind, I thought something was off, but that's how you always look. Just come inside. Wait a minute, something seems different here. What do you mean? Oh, that's it, we're both sober. I thought we weren't going to mention that. Right, yes. Don't mind the chaos, it's just a temporary arrangement. He led me inside and motioned to the couch. I took a seat and looked around. I realised that his apartment was obviously designed with only a single person in mind. That's fair enough. Some days all we can do is be glad they're over. Yeah, I totally get that. Long day at work? Well, you know how it is at the police department, especially with everything going on. Is it a bad time for me? I'm going to be very sensitive here. Is it a bad time for me to visit? Heck no, I can use some good company right now. So, what do you usually do for fun in your world? I usually get smashed. And then that's it. Reed? No, he's not that kind of guy. Well, I don't know, he might be sensitive. I don't know. No, I don't want to be too macho. I think, like, sort of in between is where we need to go. Work out. Totally don't do that. Spend time outside. Totally don't do that. Meet with friends. No, all my friends have moved on. Totally don't do that. Read. No, I suppose I do read, I guess. I don't read books or anything. I just read stuff on the internet and watch stuff. So really, I should be just internet binging, really, and video game binging, but whatever's. What's the closest to that, then? Let's just be nerdy, fuck it. Because at the end of the day, I can't lie and say I'm a macho, because I'm just not. Weed. A little book lover, are you? Oh, sorry, a little book lover, are you? Can't say I am. Oh, never mind. How about you? Different things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know how it is. That's not very specific. Alright, I'll show you something, but promise me you won't laugh, okay? It's my dildo collection. Alright, sure. Just show me. We're both adults here. I'll show. Good. I'll try and keep him on good side. He went to a shelf on the far side of the room and picked up a long object. Oh god, it really is his dildo collection. Carrying it in his mouth, he returns to the table before me and gently set it down. It was a wooden model ship. Oh, he does the model ships in a bottle? From first appearance, I guess it was a child's first attempt at assembling a model. While the shape was recognisable, there were odd pieces jutting out or not fitting together properly. In some places, globs of dry glue remained for excessive use. Who's the Parkinson's-afflicted gent who did this? No, that's just mean! We can't say that. I'm going to say... Oh, I'm just going to say, what's this? Well, you asked me about my hobbies. I guess this is the latest one. Even though I try, I don't always make the best decisions. I know I'm not the most patient person. No, neither am I, you and me both. But in my line of work, you never know what they're going to throw at you next, so you always have to be prepared. You can't have any exploitable weaknesses. Well, no, me getting pissed all the time, I suppose. And of course, I want to be fit for duty. As the chief, people look up to me, so I have to be at my best at all times. We can both tell the model's not very good. Don't really have the patience or the dexterity for it. But I tried my hand at this to get better. Well, that's fair enough. I can't really knock that. Sure, it took me away longer than it should have, and my claws were covered in glue for a week afterwards. A lot of people got very suspicious things from that, but I had to remind them constantly there was glue. Even though they wouldn't let me touch it. But you know, these models aren't even intended for us. They're made for runners like Sebastian who have the proper hands to do that stuff. I know the ship isn't much, but it's something. And maybe, if I keep trying, I'll get better. Wait a minute, you have ships? Not in this town, but yeah, we have ships, alright. Why does that surprise you? Well, I just find it interesting because where I come from, we also have vehicles for land and air travel. Well, some of us can fly, and some of us can run well, but none of us can swim beyond the seas. Do you even have different continents? No, not that I know of. You'd probably have to ask someone who knows more about the world than I do. Well, how can you not know about something like that? Well, we do get the occasional explorer who ventures out into uncharted seas, but I don't really keep track of that kind of thing. Would you want to visit if they ever found one? I can't say that I don't find the thought exciting, but in the end, I've got my people here and they need their chief. Maybe you could take a vacation and see what's out there. Ha! If I ever get time for that, maybe. Can you swim? Not particularly well. You may have noticed I'm not exactly streamlined. Oh, don't worry, fat floats. Nah, let's rub him up. You're the pinnacle of masculinity. Seriously, you can do a drinking contest. That's all that satisfies that criteria for me. Glad you think so. Oh yes, going places now. These muscles are the results of years of hard work. Alright, put your hand on my forehead. God, I can't take this seriously, I'm sorry. Don't you technically have 4 legs? I guess, but that's easier to say forearm than specifying the upper part of my foreleg. Besides, using the word leg might get misinterpreted. That might make you think of my thigh, and that would be something else entirely. Not that I mind grabbing your thigh. God, what am I doing? Is that... Oh God, what am I doing? Is that so? Well, let's just keep it on the arm for now, then. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, let's start with the arm, then. I placed my hand on the upper part of his forelegs, somewhat surprised at the warmth radiating from his scales. I hope you're ready, because here I go. His forearm shifted, the shape of his muscles changing as they became more defined. In a moment they were firm and bulging, his scales flaring under the stress and looking as though they might pop off at any moment. It reminded me of a flexing bodybuilder in a skin-tight lycra suit. Did not need to see that image, thanks. After a few seconds his muscles relaxed and regained their former shape. See, that's what I'm talking about. Colour me impressed. Flex your own puny muscles. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to be all flattery. Colour me impressed. Didn't expect that, huh? It's too bad all those muscles couldn't help you when Reza got away and you got stuck on the... Oh, Neo, you cock tease. Cock blocker, even. Hey, that wasn't my fault. It was the damn stairs. Speaking of which, this whole case has been completely insane. Us always a step behind Reza and Maverick running around trying to catch himself. I wonder what he's been up to. Maverick? Yeah. Well, we had an interesting conversation not too long ago. What? When exactly was that? When I went into town to check a list of places Reza had been to. How come you didn't say anything before? Again, I can't read, so I go too fast. How come you didn't say anything about that before? Well, I didn't think it was anything worth mentioning. It was a pretty one-sided conversation anyway. Alright, maybe we should start from the beginning. So, bore him the details. Well, I don't want to say he's crazy, but I've no idea what he's talking about. Me neither. You know, next time you should let the police decide whether something like this is worth mentioning or not. Why did you not tell us about this again? I thought it was just Maverick being Maverick. He's not normally like that. I don't get it. Why would you be acting like that? Don't you think he's onto something? I don't know, but there must be a reason behind his behaviour. Well, yeah, I do have memories of a time period I was at just previous, whereby he actually ended up where Reza was, and he saved me, but then he got killed. It was really sad. No, maybe he's right about Reza. You think so? Well, considering everything that's happened here so far, it's possible. Plus, I've just lived through 2 or 3 separate timelines of this horse shit. So yeah, he's fucking insane, yo. He wants to save the human race, which is pretty noble of him. He just wants to screw you over to do it because you got the technology to save it. And also there's a big comet coming your way. Did I mention there was a comet coming your way? There's a fucking comet coming your way. Everyone's gonna die. I should mention that. That will put you in a very bad position. I know, but if it was him, I can't change what he's done. I only try to help you as much as possible. I'm just thinking out loud, but Reza was the first of your kind to come here. He arranged a generator and PDA trade, and then you came through the portal to deliver your part of the deal. Did your people have any goals or long-term plans for us? Was this exchange going to be a one-off thing? It was supposed to be a scouting mission more than anything. A test to see if this kind of business relationship could work out. And if it did, it would make humanity very happy. Things aren't looking too good on the front right now, though. We're all fucking dying. But yeah, there's another reason why I'm helping you. Oh, that's another reason even, sorry. However, this whole thing turns out, no matter what happens, I've got your back, okay? Likewise. Oh, that's the spirit. Hey, I'm gonna grab myself a beer. You want one? Damn straight. I thought we didn't want to get drunk again. No, bollocks to it. We're doing it. Alright. Bryce got up and left through one of the doors to fetch his beer, leaving me alone in the room. Oh, right, okay, hang on. I need a swig of my own whiskey. I'd rather not look at the magazine on the coffee table, but I can honestly assume it's going to be something either about boats or something about boats and another lewd thing. So let's have a look. Bold letters proclaim the magazine's title as Universal Fitness. Its models on the cover catching my eye with their confident and athletic poses. Headlines like Stronger, Thicker Tales, and Amazing Tips for Burning Passion gave me an indication of its topics. Curiosity got the best of me and I found myself staring at the first double page, which profiled their Athlete of the Month. It was accompanied by a range of pictures showing off the athlete's body from different angles and a number of poses. So yeah, this is a schmut, basically. You looked at Bryce's magazine. I'm trying to get the good ending. I have to do all this. When I heard the door creak open, I quickly put the magazine back on the table before Bryce lumbered back into sight. He had the handle of a beer-filled basket clamped in his maw. He carefully set the basket on the coffee table and took out the beers one by one. Once he was done, he sorted the empty basket into a far corner. Help yourself if you like. Bryce's store-bought beer looked very different from what I'd seen in the bar. They were presented in large plastic bowls that were sealed at the top, reminding me of yogurt containers. Well, that kind of makes sense. He broke the seal on one of the containers with his claw and proceeded to drink it noisily. Yeah, because I needed to hear the sound effect of that game. Thanks for that. Sweet, sweet nectar. Always does its job. Yeah, well, I can't drink it that much anymore because I fucked up my digestive system. It sucks. You know, you can keep looking at the magazine if you want. Not surprised if you'd be curious. Hey, I'm not the one who bought it. You didn't mind looking at it when you had the opportunity. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Let me guess, you only buy it for the articles. Believe it or not, but their fitness tips are actually pretty good. The pictures are just a bonus. Can I ask you something? Go for it. Please don't take this the wrong way, but I watched how you carried the beer. I was gonna ask how you do daily tasks like shopping, for example, but I guess those blanket baskets are your best friends.
Yeah, that's just how we do things right here. Not sure what's so special to you.
Well, that makes me wonder. I know you can use your forelegs well enough for things, but what about your hind legs? Can you walk on those?
Good question. We're just talking about my species. Some of us can, at least a little. But me, I probably wouldn't be able to take more than 2 steps that way.
Interesting.
Maybe that's something I should practice as well. Be good exercise and discipline. Regardless, I wouldn't be part of any competition anytime soon.
You have competitions?
Oh yeah, so each species gets their own athletic competition with a few elements every year of the year.
Well, that sounds fun. Ever thought of joining in?
It's not really my kind of thing. I mean, it's always just about who's best and strongest and who has the biggest muscles and all that. I'm not into the whole competitive lifestyle. I just like looking at them. And some of those events can also be a bit dangerous. One accident and it could be over for me as chief.
Well, that sounds rough. What kind of competitions do you have?
Well, they usually highlight the individual species' strengths and abilities. We get to do strength-based stuff, flyers get to fly, the runners get to run, so on. Speaking of which, it's kind of funny just how upright you are when you move. The runners lean forward and use their big tails for balance, whereas you have yours tucked into whatever it is that you're wearing.
Well, actually, we don't have tails.
Are you kidding me?
None at all. I think we have something. I don't know if it's a misconception or not. I think we have something in humans that could have been potentially a tail in the past or something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Seriously? Everything alive has a tail.
Wait, does it? Trees have tails? Do flowers have tails? I never knew. Shit.
How can you not just have one?
It's just the way we are. I don't know. It's evolution, I suppose.
I guess you've robbed me of more than just your fur. My tails are wonderful. Just look at mine. There's a pretty wicked weapon right there. That's pretty cool, actually. And you just have nothing.
Can't help it. I have this gun. It's not got any bullets in it, but I have a gun. I could waggle it like a tail. Is that good enough for you, dick?
You know what? I don't believe you.
I'm not sure I can make this point any clearer, except I'm going to have to do something lewd to prove it, aren't I? Alright then, let me get my belt off.
Show me. Show him.
Here goes nothing.
Might as well. I mean, at the end of the day, we go, I can't believe it. You really don't have a tail.
Told you so.
Why'd you cover it all up, anyway?
It's a human thing. We usually just don't show our bodies to strangers.
So, friends are fine?
That would be an unusual friendship. Let's just say that displaying that area would simply, or usually, imply more.
Is that so?
Oh my god, this is so bad. Okay, so we got tails covered, but what about wings?
I don't think we can call those little things on my back wings.
What are they then?
Oh, hang on. Oh, no, I've done auto. Ah, no. Sorry. Just pressed the wrong button. Articulated pieces of armor, I guess.
Can you flap them?
I can try.
Bryce got up on all fours, grounding his body in preparation for what was to come.
Yeah.
His face contorted into a grimace as his upper body strained. He held the pose for a few seconds, but nothing happened except for his continuous groan of effort. Then suddenly his wings started to move. Slowly at first, they swayed, up and down. They gradually picked up speed and moved with a rhythm that could rightfully be called flapping. It reminded me of the pigeons I often saw back home. After holding it for a few seconds, he breathed a sigh of relief as he relaxed and the flapping motion stopped again. A single bead of sweat rolled down the side of his face as he looked at me, panting. That was awesome. Could you do that again? I wasn't looking.
Yeah, certainly a first. Too bad they don't have any flapping competitions in my species. It was exhausting, just the right time for a beer.
Stop him? Why would I stop him having a beer? Do nothing. Ask him if he should really have another. No! Let's get hammered. Christ. Oh, God. I sat back and watched as Bryce took the last beer, opened it, and took his first sip with a slurp.
So I've been wondering, what does it take for someone to become humanity's ambassador?
I'm still not quite sure how I ended up here. Lazy writing, usually. But I guess in my case it was a combination of the right degrees, volunteering, and a great deal of luck. And lazy writing, but for once I'm not actually going to have a go about that. It doesn't really matter. It's not really lazy writing, it's just not important.
What kind of job did you have before that? Were you like a politician or a diplomat or what?
Actually, I was none of those things. Reza, maybe, but certainly not me.
Well, I guess it's not like you needed ambassadors to represent humanity before, right? That makes this whole process a first, unless you had aliens show up at your place before.
Well, we did. It was called Mars attacks. No, don't ever bring that up again. It's funny that you should say that, because for a while there actually was speculation that you were aliens.
Well, it's not like we fly around in spaceships or anything.
Well, strictly speaking, the word alien refers to any form of life that doesn't originate from our own planet.
So that makes us aliens to each other, huh?
Well, I'm not sure if that would be a good descriptor for your kind.
Well, why not?
Well, let's just say where it came from. The word often carries negative connotations with it.
That's no good. What does that make us then?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we have to make up a new word for sentient civilized dragons. What do you think about us humans anyway?
I think you're all dickheads.
Well, that's fair enough.
I know many others have their own ideas what humans are or what they're supposed to be. I'm not buying into all that, so just take it as it is.
And how is it?
Well, you've been interesting enough so far, and I'm reserving judgment on that one. It's so funny to see people talking about humans all the time and what your presence could mean, when I'm one of the few who's actually gone to meet you and knows what you're like. You little weirdo. And people still don't know about Reza. That's certainly be interesting.
What do you think will happen once the truth about him gets out?
I'll start worrying about that once we know what the truth actually is.
I know what the truth is. I've told you before, he's a fucking psycho. He just wants to save the human race, which again is a very noble cause, but at the same time we suck, and I'd rather live in the Dragon World, to be honest with you. Good point.
You work with the police long enough. You learn not to have any preconceived notions about such things. Take things as they are and do what's necessary. That's actually quite a hard skill to learn, and he's absolutely right. You do have to do that. I mean, obviously, if you're a person who's in the police force or knows anything about police, you'd know that. But, you know, yeah, you really do. It's harder than you think as well. It's really hard to sort of stay preconceived because a lot of people want you to take their side straight away and try and skew your opinion, and you really have to step back and say, no, I'm doing my job. I'm sizing things up, you know. It's difficult.
I imagine you've seen many things as chief. Many different muscles and thighs and penises.
I certainly have. Usually not the kind of thing I should tell people about, though.
Why not?
Why not?
Dude, he's seen things that... It's like a soldier, you know? You don't ask him about their job. It's like a sniper. You certainly don't ask him about the kills they have to make. It's like anybody working for the Secret Service or SAS in the UK, at least, you know, anything that's military or governments, that sort of area, where they're retired and all that. You just don't ask them about it, because for one thing, most of the time they probably signed some sort of Declaration of Secrets Act, something, so they can't talk about it anyway. You just don't, and even then, even if they could, they don't want to. It's like, respect? I mean, fucking hell, man, don't be that thick.
Not sure how it's done where you're from, but people here usually don't like me telling them about the horrible things I see at work.
It can't be that bad.
Nah. I'll just say I see. Man, look at the time. We spent all afternoon talking.
It's because we were getting to know one another, Bryce. A wink. Guess I should be heading back to my apartment.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late. I still have to prepare some stuff for tomorrow. Can you find your way out?
Yeah.
See you soon, then.
See you. Can I touch your thigh? Damn it. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. Right, so we've got to meet with Anna again, I think, to save her from being murdered. I mean, somebody said I don't have to. That was, but they weren't sure, so we'll go. I think we've got to meet with. I think that's the point of the game. The more people we meet, I think the idea. I'm pretty sure the idea is that eventually, when you play the game for like the final time for the true ending, I'm guessing you will be allowed to see absolutely everybody and go through all their storylines, so that everything works out. I think at first you don't have time, but then as you do it again and again and again, I think you do. It seems like I'm being able to see more people than I should, so I think that's the point. So eventually you'll reach a playthrough where you've seen everybody, you've seen their good endings, and then to get the true ending, you have to do the whole game seeing everybody. If that makes sense, I might be wrong there, but that seems to be where it's going. So that so when you do it for the final time, you've done everybody's good endings simultaneously, and I assume that gives us the true ending then. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So yeah, anyway, what I might do then in the future then, if that's how it's going to play out, because I'm getting the suspicion, I think once we've done Bryce, we'll be able to do all of Bryce and all of Anna and then all of the others. Like, the game will give us more time to do so in the day. I'll skip through these sections, so at the moment I'm not going to, but I'll skip through it when it allows me to. But I'm not going to skip, what was I trying to say? Yeah, I'm going to skip this bit and cut to the next part of the video, so we only see the good stuff. So try to get into a lab, do the paperwork, not that doesn't matter, but we get it anyway. Take it. Right. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, skip ahead, because I think that means then that she won't work hard at night. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So she will now survive. Yeah, so I think there now she won't get murdered. Let's find out actually. I think it's going to be Damien that gets murdered. So I think that's how the game's ultimately going to play out. So you ultimately have to build up all of this shit, as in all the good endings and stuff like that, and then you play the game by exhausting every single person, and that should make it work then. Apologies to the dogs barking in the background, all that's just the way it is. So you'll have to accept that. Blah 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 blah. Bing bong. Yeah. All that stuff. Right, let's see then. So this could be Anna. If it is Anna, that's fair enough. Skip ahead. Yeah. So yes. So I think that's how this game works then, because I know some people said in the comments, oh, once you've done it once, you don't have to worry about it again. No, I think you do. I think you have to exhaust everybody in the end. So once you get to know them and you reset the timeline, eventually, when it comes to doing the true ending, you have to do every single day. You've got to do everybody. But you can skip ahead, so you don't have to repeat the same things over and over again, because the game remembers it. But I think that's how you do it. So you do have to do the same thing again. You can just skip ahead, if that makes sense. So I'm pretty confident that that's what it's going to be. So we've seen all this, we can skip ahead. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. We can skip ahead. I wish I had more things to talk about, but I do not. So we can now leave Anna out, I think. So we've visited the production facility before. Let's just visit the police archives. Hey, you. I'm talking to you, human. Oh, this is new. We haven't done this before. Oh, hello. Oh, this is new. Hi, old dragony thing. There's so many male dragons here. Oh, that's interesting. Can I... Oh, sorry. Can I help you? I certainly hope so. I'm a little conundrum here. My cart seems to be stuck. I can see that. I'm Katsuharu. By the way... local ice cream vendor. You Ramble. You've probably heard of me by now. And if you haven't, I don't blame you. I'm still only above 500 subscribers, but to be honest, I never even thought I'd reach that figure. I'm very pleased and very proud and very grateful to everybody who's subscribed and watches my videos. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Of course, of course. In any case, I think we could spare some time to help me out. Might take a while, though. I'm not in a rush. Well, we haven't done this before, so yeah, fuck it, why not? I mean, yeah, no, let's do it. I mean, it might lead to bigger consequences, but fuck it, we haven't done it before. Sure, I'll help you out. Oh shit, did I press the wrong thing? Oh no, press the right thing. There, thank you. Well, I've already tried pulling it out, so I think the axle's going to break if I try to do that again. It wasn't really the best condition it was, honestly. I've been neglecting it, you know what I mean. But I had a crack and I tried to put it out earlier. So what do you want me to do? The cart's pretty heavy. Be one lifting it and holding the wheel steady and the axle doesn't break. I'll give you a sign, start pulling, and hopefully I'll do a trick. Alright, I think I understood that. Grab the handles and wait for my signal. By the time I'd gotten into position, Katsuharu, which I'm probably mispronouncing and I apologise, was already on the other side of the cart, getting dirty as he slowly lifted the affected corner of the cart out of the muddy hole. I'll give him credit for an old dragon, he's putting his weight in. Is that your sign? Should I start pulling now? This is definitely very misconstrued if you'd just gone into this video at this point. Do it now! I started pulling, god damn it, I'm so dirty-minded. But the cart turned out to be much heavier than I expected, and I didn't move. What are you waiting for? Do it already! I pulled hard, but the cart still refused to budge. I mustered all my strength before I pulled as hard as I possibly could. Stupid, Neo. Stupid. Stop it. Just do it! It's just not a helping game! So the cart started moving, and after a few seconds it was freed from the perilous clutches of the muddy puddle. With a dull thud, the dragon set the cart down again before he flopped on the ground, exhausted. We did it! Yeah. Oh, sorry, that was me, wasn't it, before? Hang on. We did it. Yes, good job. Would you want me to call you some help? No, just need some rest and maybe some ice cream. Yes, I'll have some ice cream. It'd be better in no time. Well, it must be some pretty good ice cream. Oh, you have no idea. You must have already heard people talk about my wonderful, unique ice cream experience. I've just quick saved the game for you. Actually, not really. I've got... Gee, please go... Sorry, professionalism. There we go. Sorry about that. There are my manners. You haven't got any. We've been interfering and making this video shit so far. I've gone ahead to stupid thing. I haven't even properly thanked you yet. It's no problem. I'm a complete dickhead. No, I insist. I won't be indebted to you for helping me. What are you planning? I hereby invite you to join me for ice cream. As ambassador, you owe it yourself and humanity to try it. Maybe I do. Well, I must get going for now. Here's my number. I'll get you that ice cream some other time. Fuck off, you got a load of it on that truck. Oh, I suppose it's melted, I guess, isn't it? Fair enough. Thank you. You helped Katsuhara. How nice of you. Yeah, well, he's an ice cream... do you know what? I love ice cream vans. I love the whole idea of being an ice cream van, man, woman, whatever, driving an ice cream van and, like, with all the cartoon shit and all that and stickers and stuff from my childhood and selling ice cream. I don't know why. And I like the jingles of ice cream vans. Again, I don't know why. I would, if I could, if I had the money, run my own ice cream factory and have an ice cream van business. It's just... I don't know why. I can't explain it. My brain would have to be lobotomized and analysed for that. I really don't understand why that's the case. Like Grand Theft Auto Vice City, when you could buy the ice cream factory and do the ice cream thing, that was the first thing I did. I was like the happiest boy alive for ages playing that game, and I really hoped every successive Grand Theft Auto game you could buy an ice cream factory and do the same thing, and they never did. In fact, they even phased out the ice cream truck when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out and replaced it with a fucking taco truck. And I was like, no! Trucks. I want my ice cream gang. I want to go out selling ice cream, but at the same time selling drugs and guns to the gangsters, and my gang would all drive around in ice cream vans and just doing gangster shit like you do on Grand Theft Auto Online and stuff. That would be so cool. I don't know if on Grand Theft Auto Online they've updated it so many times that you can do that now. If you can, I might check it out because that'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, they just got rid of it. I was like, why? Ice cream man. Oh, don't go to the portal. Oh, right. I can't remember who gets hurt. Let's just skip all this. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Skip. I'll just call the police again. Right, okay, so they've sorted that out. Okay, let's try visiting the police archives again, because we didn't actually do that in the end. We got distracted by ice cream. But we would do, you know? When I arrived at stations, met with police. Ooh. Please be female, because if you are very mindful of the blue lady aliens in Mass Effect. Blue is very sexy on ladies. Don't know why. Very weird. You're unlucky near Ramble. Bryce compiled all the case files a while ago. That better be a girl. Kalinth. Kalinth sounds female. Yeah, I'm going to go with female voice till otherwise, but she is hot. Bryce compiled all the case files a while ago. Ever since you came to our world, he seems to be a lot more interested in these human mysteries. I wonder if it has something to do with you. Yes, he wants to get down my pants, and I want to get in his pants, but that's another story. Anyway, you can find all the files here. I'll leave the rest to you. Damn, you are hot. Can I date you? Can I date you, please? I love you. You're so beautiful. I'll dump Bryce. Oh, me and Bryce. You interested in a threesome? No? Okay. God, she was beautiful then. Right, anyway. Study the blueprint of the underground building near the portal. Could do that. That could be useful. Read the structural damage report of the underground building near the portal. Play a prank or rummage through the trash. I don't think playing a prank would be good at this point. Let's study the blueprint of the underground building, because that might tell us a few things. The blueprint of the building caught my attention. Apparently it has been found during their cursory investigation within the building itself. At first glance, nothing about it stood out to me, but the more I studied it, the more facts revealed themselves. Both of its entrances were freed and accessible by the people in charge. One was through a tunnel in the vicinity of the portal, and the other through a dig that cut through the town's sewer system. Bryce had scrawled a note near the second entry. It simply said, "Access V hatch. Button counterclockwise." That's the hatch that we opened up by accident. That was the one I opened up by accident. So there was a clue in the game on how to open it. Open it then. Because somebody said, oh, there isn't a clue. I think in the comments. I might have misread that. But there it is. There's the clue. So that's for that hatch in the park. Because that's exactly what I did. But I no joke. And I know it's hard to prove because I'm only a audio commentary over a video. And I did cut to that point. I promise you now, I did not look up a guide to open up the hatch. I did it purely by accident. So that's why it worked. So the chances of that happening, God knows. But anyway, so he's referring to the hatch in the park then. That's interesting. Furthermore, the data in the corner of the blueprint listed the structure as an independent living and research unit dated to the year 2047. That's 30 years before the nuclear war and the Fallout universe. Most interestingly, I recognised the name of the company that was listed. They were a well-established super company before our world's collapse, known for their advances in scientific fields and otherwise through the use of legal loopholes and grey markets. They were very successful at what they did. Their facilities subverted laws and ethical issues by being in areas where such concerns were non-existent, or would be made non-existent by paying for the right individuals. Naturally, the products and applications of their research was usually fair game to be used and sold worldwide. They were only one of the companies involved in championing the teleportation technology that was about to take off on a grand scale before the solar flare changed everything. Now, we got told all this by the administrators, didn't we, or at least parts of this. Of course, there were public worries regarding the untested long-term consequences of utilising black holes and such technology. Oh yeah, because, black holes, easy to tame, easy to use, and no way if you let them get big enough, they destroy everything and uncontrollably. Weirdos. It was outlawed in certain countries due to these concerns, but lobbies in the private sector drove many of them to accept the tech in light of the boundless advantages offered. They were also big in medicinal, security and weaponry fields. Their vast knowledge and close cooperation of their individual departments enabled them to make many breakthroughs. Ooh, their vast knowledge and close cooperation. See, Konami don't do that, do they? They have all their development studios in isolation because they're dickheads. But at the same time, I think they're ultimately just trying to move into other industries beyond video games, and they've just done it the dickhead way. It sucks, but whatevers. Never mind, Konami. Never mind. But your games of the past will still be good. Maybe one day your name may return to that. Probably won't because things move on. But you never know. Although Superman Bomberman R wasn't that bad for the Nintendo Switch. Just don't pay full price for it. But it wasn't a bad game. Although half of that was done, or probably most of that was done by third-party developers. I'm rambling about stupid shit, right? It seemed like I could do anything they set out to do. The nanomachines that became commonplace before the fall were, of course, also their product. No one was surprised that the tech failed under the radiation of the Iron Storm. Had the company behind it been more concerned about safety rather than profits, perhaps fewer lives would have been lost. Even though they weren't perfect, nanomachines still increased the quality of life for many people. It was a new way of treating medical conditions, some of which had previously been untreatable. I think we talked about that with Anna, didn't we? They were also widely used for their performance-enhancing properties for both day-to-day activities and to assist with dangerous jobs. Beyond that, the company had even branched into genetic engineering. Human hereditary diseases were becoming a thing of the past as they developed techniques to alter human life to its core. They are doing that to this day. Ultimately, they had a hand in influencing every area of life on a global scale. It was unknown who has truly... Oh, that was mistypo, isn't it? It was unknown who was truly calling the shots, as their network of companies and names was vast. It was only one of their many ways to ensure their continued existence and avoid liability. Where they had been outlawed and all their operations shut down, new companies with suspiciously similar products appeared practically overnight. However, no matter how big their empire was, and how well they skirted the lines, they ultimately collapsed just like the rest of the world. They always do. That being said, how did this building make its way into the Dragon's World? It's a very good question. Although, again, that might have something to do with what the ambassador was saying. Because, yeah, I think it might have something to do with that. Read the structural damage report. Let's read that. According to the report, the investigation of the building was halted due to the acute danger of its collapse and the damage that the surrounding water could cause. Since the building had unknown historical and technological value, there was a plan in place to drain the water pockets. The legal permissions had not yet gone through, however, and it would take some time for the equipment to arrive. For now, the building was stable as long as it remained undisturbed, but for obvious reasons, no one was allowed to enter. There were patrols guarding it day and night. Look at the time, better wrap it up here. Well, some very interesting and new information. Or just adding on to what the ambassador was saying. But even so, that is quite cool. Oh, the ambassador, that's us. Who the fuck's that masked dude again? Masked lady, even. Shit. Architect. Is it the architect? Can't remember. By the way, you know who I'm talking about, the masked lady. It's getting late. I better head to the police station now. Do I have everything? Let's see what Sebastian will say to this. Interesting. Seems to me, yeah, we've seen this before. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what the witnesses. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Thanks, Seb. We'll save you, don't worry. Maybe not in this playthrough, but I think I'll try and save him if I can. For my next point of call before I do the others. But anyway, right, so we're going to meet with Bryce. Or we can meet with the ice cream man. We'll do that at a later date. What I'd like to do is carry on with Bryce for now. Let's stick to... Let's be consistent here and try and stick to the one path. Ooh, we're at a beach. Why are we at a beach? At nice? I'm not saying we can't be romantic in anything, but even so. Let's advance further. There are near Ramble. Seems like you're the last one. I thought I was on time for Naked Nude Beach. Oh, you are. It's just that everyone always gets so excited about this that the YouTube notifications are blocking that part of the thing. Sorry, give me a moment. About this, that they come a little earlier. I thought it was strange how late you were holding this little get-together away. That's simple, really. Now we get this beach all to ourselves. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Before you go and meet the others, I should probably warn you. What is it? There is someone here that you may not approve of. And who would that be? Maverick. Well, why is he here? All things considered, I think it's better for him to be here where I can watch him than if he was out there doing who knows what, you know what I mean? Besides, if I invited you and not him, I'm not sure how he would have reacted. He's always come to my barbecues before. Oh, it's your barbecue! Oh, shit. I must have missed that bit then, or forgotten it due to the whiskey. My apologies, I didn't even realise we were at a barbecue. I thought we were at a Naked Nude Beach Fest. My bad. I must have glossed over the text, my apologies. Plus, maybe if I talk to him, I can find out what he's up to. Does he know that I'm here? Yes, he should show me that he'll keep the peace. Can you do the same? Well, yeah, sure, because I know what happens to him in the end. He's actually not a bad guy, so... Yeah, sure, of course I will. Thanks, I appreciate it. Plus, you and I have got to get together afterwards. Let's just hope there won't be any incidents. Well, he jinxed it now, so there probably will be. Let's go meet the others. As we walked a few paces, I saw some familiar faces. Usually there'd be more people here, but you know, a lot of them just been murdered recently, so... awkward. But with everything else that's going on, some of the others in the department could get any time off. And they're dead. Hey, everyone! Guess who's finally here? Oh, it's you again. You may remember Zong, the waiter at the bar? Hello, Near Ramble. Hey. Oh, that's... Is that you, Sebastian? What are you talking about? Oh, sorry, didn't recognise you without your little cap on. That's a good one. Oh, you're already bringing out the jokes. Let's see how long you're going to last in his company. Bitch. Hey, New Ramble. Hey, Maverick. Alright, let's get this barbecue started. Well, is that it? It's just him and him? Oh, well, it's a bit of a manfest, I guess. I don't see a grill. Oh. Well, that was a bit stupid of me. I don't see a grill or anything here. And where's the firewood? You see that pile of stones over there? That's our grill. Get on it, Neo. You're our barbecue. And then they burn me alive and I get feasted on. And that's the end of that. And I have to start the timeline again and never ever get close to Bryce ever again. Because he's a human barbecue devouring asshole. And firewood. Well, we don't need that. I see. So, who shall light the fire? I could make it my own this time. Very subtle, Sebastian. No need to be subtle about it, Zong. Your fire stunk up the whole area last year, and it made everything taste weird.
I didn't notice. Oh, sorry. I can't remember Maverick's voice. Oh, yeah. I didn't notice a difference.
Yeah, because everything tastes the same to you, Maverick. I told you I had the flu.
I'm pretty sure you gave us more than just your fire. I think we all got some of your spit in there, too.
Yes, because of the flu. Everything was congested, so it was hard to get anything out at all. The fact that you could actually go to a barbecue with flu means that wasn't flu, bro. If you had flu, you'd have been bedridden for like 2 to 3 weeks. Don't tell me that was flu. You're not making this any better.
Excuses, excuses.
I'm just telling you how it is. Besides, it wasn't even my idea to light the fire. You were all like,
"Oh, Zong never lit the fire, you should do it."
don't blame me for getting whatever you wanted.
Yeah, well, we learned our lesson.
Zong, not even once. You wouldn't be complaining so much about it if it wasn't for the flu I had. Maybe I should light it again this time to prove you wrong.
No, thanks. Last year was bad enough. Why don't you do it, Bryce? Why does my voice keep changing? Well, Neil Rambler's not a very good voice actor. I'm not sure if I'm feeling up for the task.
Why doesn't Neil Ramble do it?
I like that idea. Sorry. Again, Neil Rambler's not a very good voice actor.
Sorry, Maverick, my bad, I'm working on it. Yes, let Neil Ramble do it.
That seems a unanimous decision here. Go ahead, Neil Ramble. Show us what you got.
I can't breathe fire! Suddenly, they all looked at me, clearly expecting me to light the fire for them. I don't want to disappoint you, but they were all still watching me, not moving or batting an eye when suddenly laughter erupted.
What an idiot.
Prick, right? Ha ha ha, hair. Ellipses. Okay, guys, I get it. The joke's on me.
I should have seen your face.
Yeah, it was great. Don't pay heed to them. They're always like this.
Yeah, I noticed.
Seriously, though, who will light the fire or should light the fire?
You really want to do it, don't you, Seb?
Isn't it that obvious?
Oh, just go ahead then. We've already agreed Zong's not doing it.
Hey, I told you I could prove you wrong this time.
Yeah, let's not ruin our barbecue 2 years in a row.
Maybe next year, then.
I don't feel up for it for this year, and with Maverick's aim, he probably shouldn't either. I'd rather not risk anything. Oh, I could hit you any time. Sure, but we just want to have a barbecue, not set the whole beach on fire.
Yeah.
Besides, Sebastian's fire always makes the food so crisp and smoky. I like that. Any objections?
Nope.
No, me neither. Master of Ceremony, would you light the fire, please?
It's not an easy job, but someone's got to do it. Sebastian went up to the small bed of stones he had prepared. Since his back was turned towards me, I couldn't exactly see what he did, but a few seconds later, a fire started burning amongst the stones.
There we go. Well done, Sebastian.
My pleasure.
Alright, everyone, pick your poison. Just got to get you up to speed, New Ramble. We've got pretty much everything here you could ask for. Well, of course, we have all varieties of meat, but we also have some vegetables and cheese, if you're into that sort of thing. We've even got some of the algae stuff we usually bring for Naomi, one of the girls in the department, but she couldn't come tonight. It's a sausage fest. Just help yourself. Throw it on the fire. Sebastian always gets some veggies with his meat, whereas Zong usually totally goes crazy over the cheese stuff. Now that I think of it, maybe it was just that damn cheese that made everything so bad last time.
Oh, shut up. Well, else I'll force feed you some of it.
No thanks. Keep your cheese to yourself, please. Well, where was I? Oh, yes. I go for the meat, personally. As I said, the algae is normally for Naomi. She really likes the stuff, but she's one of the water kinds, it's not a surprise. I've tried it myself once. Not really my kind of thing, but feel free to make some, to take some if you want. And then there's Maverick. He just eats whatever he can get into his muzzle.
A few years ago, a sandstone managed to hide between some slabs of meat he got. He didn't even notice and just kept on munching.
Yeah, but I was with Bryce's cooking, so I couldn't tell the difference. Why, you...
After all of us had made a selection and put it on the fire... Wait, I don't get to choose? You just did it for me? Fair enough, I suppose. We sat down in a circle around it. Of course, Bryce made sure that Maverick and I were not sitting next to each other. So, Bryce, how's that stint with Amira going for you?
It's weird. Not really doing anything. I just have to follow her around and stand guard in her office. But what's worse, I think I found out why she wanted me to do the whole thing in the first place.
Oh, do enlighten us.
It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
Well, now you definitely have to say it.
Alright. The real reason why she wants me to be around her so much is that she totally has the hots for me.
Fuck's sake. Oh, come on. Seriously?
Yeah, you wish. You all know what she's like in public, right? But as soon as it's only us two in the room, she's like a totally different person. It's unreal.
I mean, I believe that she's different in private, but still. Of course, Bryce, when you make up a story, just going out with a high-ranking politician isn't enough. Obviously, she also can't resist your manly allure.
But it's true, I'm not even interested in her. For one, she isn't really my type, and regardless of if it's her public or private persona, her personality really sucks.
What was that about sucking?
Oh, shut up. No one wants to believe me. I'll just stop before I get to really bad stuff.
I can actually confirm that she does act like a totally different person when she doesn't think she's being watched by the general public. And that's true, actually, yes, because we did have the conversation. Interesting. Ellipses. Okay, Bryce, why don't you tell us more? What exactly does she like about you?
Well, what's not to like about me?
Yeah, we get it, Bryce. Let's just change the subject.
It's true, I swear.
And give us some details. What's she like in private? Gossip, yo. Just because we're a manly circle doesn't mean we don't do what girls do in gossip. Remember? Non-gender politics and all that? It's very good to drink whiskey during this game. Although it's probably a bad idea afterwards.
Well, it all started innocently enough, but as I told you, when we were alone, she started to get kind of weird after a while. She wasn't even remotely subtle about it either. Once even the words cavity search came up. From her, mind you, not me.
Oh, come on. I can't even listen to this anymore.
And then later she was suddenly like, "Oh, my back is so stiff. Would you mind giving me a massage?
You look like you have the proper strength to give me a good one."
It's like she's not even trying to hide it.
Did you give it to her?
No, of course not. I told her I'm no good with massages, and that's the truth.
Who would have thought? Do you really believe him, Seb? I'm not judging. Just listening. Amira wanting you to give her a massage hardly constitutes her having the hots for you, though.
I'm not even done yet.
Well, I'm done with this.
Earlier today, she told me how nice it would be for a child to grow up with 2 leaders for parents.
Actually, I don't even think Bryce could come up with that one on his own. I'm not buying it.
Hey, at least you believe me, right, near Ramble?
Yeah. I do. I can totally picture Amira acting like that.
See? Told you. Near Ramble believes it. Must be true. Oh, can't argue with that logic.
Maybe it's just the alcohol talking.
I didn't have anything yet.
Sure, but with this as much as you drink... Oh, sorry, but with as much as you drink, your blood is like at least 10% beer by now. I bet you can't even get completely sober anymore. Well, I'm on the way there with the whiskey, I'll tell you that for nothing. I bet mine's like 15% at this rate. Fuck.
Anyway, what do you think I should do about her?
Nothing, because you made the whole thing up in the first place. Oh, Zong, don't be such a jealous bitch.
If I don't do anything, I'll probably end up having to marry her or something.
And at that point, your story would actually be credible. Why don't you just tell her to stop? Yeah, it's like that advert, isn't it? This is sexual harassment, and I don't have to take it. Yeah, you can just do that and walk away.
It's not that easy, considering our positions. Even though I'm the chief, there's nothing I can do to prevent her from pulling me off the case and making me into her personal bodyguard. If I tell her off too strongly, she could totally make my professional life a nightmare.
And she totally would. I see, so this is a situation that requires careful deliberation and subtlety. Not exactly your strong suits, Bryce.
That's why I'm asking you lot. I'll do much better, though. Maybe you should play along for a while, just to see what happens. And then once the time is right, you strike.
And strike refers to what exactly?
I'm not going to indulge her in any way, shape, or form. Well, it's the kind of situation that's going to cause a huge uproar if I include it in my memoir.
Who's going to read your memoir anyway?
Well, I know at least one person. Near Ramble, what do you think I should do?
Ooh. But I want you, Bryce. I want you. Oh, gotta put my feelings aside for him. Oh no. This could be quite key, actually. I'm guessing you can hook him up with her. Maybe, potentially. I'm not saying he's completely gay. I'm sure he's bisexual, but I don't know. No, I'm sorry. I'm content with banging him at the moment. So I think telling her how you really feel is not a good idea, because, like you said, I reckon she would make his life harsh and throw him off the case. I think you should just play along and see what happens.
Seriously, you think I should string her along?
Well, you said you could make your professional life a nightmare, but if you play along a little, maybe the opposite is true as well.
Not a bad idea, now that I think about it.
That kind of makes me curious, though. How does dating work in this world, considering there are so many sentient species around here? Is dating between different species encouraged? Maybe that's why Amira's so interested. Is there ever any crossbreeding? I'm sure these questions will go over well in this group. Crossbreeding, that's funny.
Well, there isn't any crossbreeding. It doesn't work like that. Besides, I thought you were into biology, so shouldn't you already know where hatchlings come from?
Well, you are a completely different life form from what I've seen before, so I didn't want to make any assumptions. There are many interspecies couples, though. And what happens if those couples want to have a child? Well, there are plenty of options, though usually it's either adoption or a child where only one of the parents is biologically related. Alright, quite deep stuff going in here then. Alright.
Emera totally wants my children, though.
Don't you want to be a father?
Heck no, I'm not ready for that. Wouldn't even know what to do with a hatchling. I'd probably end up breaking its neck by accident or something like that.
Yep, that's totally how I feel. Like, I don't, if I ever got a girl or something in my life, and she was like wanting kids, I'd be like, no! Yeah, why not? Because I'll just end up dropping it or something, It's just, I'm not at that, I'm not ready, yes, let's just say that. And I know people say, oh, you're never ready for kids, and you think, no, when you say ready, obviously you're not ready for all the late nights and the events that happen, because you can't predict that sort of thing. And yes, you can buy all the stocks and read all the books and get lots of advice on it, but nothing really prepares you for it, because it's a hell of an emotional thing to go through. You really do have to, if you want to make it work, you really have to devote your time to it, and even then it could end up not working out in the long run, so it's a hell of a gamble. Regardless, but I'm not somebody who just goes gun-ho into it. If I don't feel ready, then I won't do it. And I think more people need to realise that having a child is it's a big thing. I know we're biologically designed to have children and all that, and it's therefore a sort of instinct, a need, rather than say a right or a pro-choice. It's like it's our method of survival, obviously. I just think a lot of people nowadays, maybe they have it for a long time, and it may be purely because they're driven by instinct, in which case I cannot fault them for that, because when instinct kicks in, it kicks in. There's nothing you can do about it, you just follow it. But unless you're weird like me. But yeah, when it comes to having kids, I'm like, no, you've got to really be ready for it, as in, that it's going to be the hardest thing you'll ever do, and you're going to really make the best of it, even if it ends up going wrong in the end. If you, in that moment, are ready to do it, and ready to give it your all, then have a kid. Other than that, don't. I really don't think you should, because it's not fair on the kid either. If the kid has needs that you can't cater for because you're not trying, or you just don't have the resources and all that stuff, and you're not, and you just had the kid by accident, and it's and you just rolled with it. Most of the time, I know it all works out well in the end, but I still think that's really careless, because you don't know if it's going to happen. You're just lucky that it does. And I don't like that sort of thing, and I don't like people who do that. But at the same time, I don't hate people for it, nor do I, say to people, oh, well, I think you're wrong and you're stupid, and start, lecturing them about it. Absolutely not, because I also understand instinct is there. Instinct is very compelling, and I can't fault them for it. I just hope that it goes well. It's just, I still think people should think about it before they jump into it, And that doesn't mean they can. I'm not trying to say, oh, if you don't think you're ready, you can never have kids. Don't be stupid, because time will pass and you may suddenly feel ready, and it could be a very short amount of time, a very long amount of time, any amount of time. Just because I don't think I'm ready now doesn't mean I never will, unless something bad happens. Yeah, I just think you should only do it when you're ready. And even if that means you have to wait a few years, so what? Big fucking deal, But that's just my opinion. And at the end of the day, you do what you want. You do what you think is right. You just go with the flow. Because at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong answers. You just do it, man. But anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get deep there. This game does do that, and I like this game for that. Not that all games should be like this, but this is the kind of game that is appropriate for doing this sort of deep discussion. And drinking whiskey at the same time doesn't help either, because I get all very, very philosophical and ranty. So it's just 2 and 2 together. What about you, Ramble?
What about me?
Are you having the hots for someone here, as Bryce would put it?
To be honest, I have no idea about how that kind of relationship would be viewed where I come from. Since we only have one sentient species, I'm not sure what sort of social norms would develop if that changed.
Technically speaking, you're dating one of us is no different than Emera dating Sebastian, for example. Hey, I'm not getting between that beautiful thing Emera and Bryce have going on.
If you're asking me, you do whatever you like as long as you're here. Knock yourself out.
Actually, Rambo's been hanging out with you a lot, Bryce.
Oh shit, they're cluing in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
What? Rambo's a cool person in my book. Or do any of you disagree?
Oh, well, that's gonna open conflict with Maverick, isn't it? Not me.
No comment. By the way, I think the food should be ready now.
Good catch. Slowly everyone shuffled towards the fire, which by now had become nothing more than an eerily glowing pile that illuminated the area. One by one, everyone took their hot food from the stone bed and placed it onto the provided paper plate. You have paper plates and bowls? Okay, well, I suppose they should adequately work. When it was my turn, I hesitated, since I could still feel the heat radiating from the stones.
Something the matter?
I think this might be too hot for me to handle.
Oh, you did. I just said that, didn't I?
Right, no scales. Let me get that for you. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
We resumed our positions in a circle around the glowing stones, and I waited for my meal to cool down while the others started eating.
Yep, crisp and smoky. Good job, Sebastian.
Don't mention it. Really, it's good.
I'm still not sure I can eat that cheese stuff long.
Are you going to make fun of my food choices again? Well, to be fair, we've had fun, and everyone and everything here.
I don't mind the cheese. You wouldn't mind eating a whole bed of stones and everything out on it as well. Well, at least I try something different every once in a while. Stones actually are pretty good. I do too. I think there's at least 5 different kinds of meat this time round. Case in point.
The food remaining on the stones slowly disappeared as everyone got their additional helpings. Soon, even the last piece was gone, and silence started to set in as the banter slowly died down. I think it's time for me to leave.
What, already?
Well, the babysitter can only stay so long.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, I should be heading off. You know, I'm starting early tomorrow. You know, on my death day.
Well, guess we all got what we came here for. What about you, Maverick? Looks like this party's over anyway. And here Rambo's finally got my voice acting not right, but better than it was. But I think he's going to lose it in a bit, so yeah, later. Don't you all get lost in the dark then?
Of course. Until next year.
Thanks for inviting me, Bryce.
I suppose I should be heading off as well.
Oh, no, you don't.
What are you talking about?
Well, they all live in the vicinity, but your apartment's on the other side of town. I'm not letting you go home alone at this hour. Rez has always operated during the night, and he may just be waiting for an opportunity like this.
What do you want me to do then?
We can sleep over at my place.
If you insist.
Damn, now everyone's left without cleaning up. At least you're here to help me.
Of course.
We started to clean up together, but with the amount of trash left by 5 people, it was clear it would take a while.
Hey, do you want to know where I get off?
Oh, dude, don't start pulling off a Heath Ledger, man. That is cool in all of the Dark Knight, but I don't need it right now.
Do you want to know why I got these scars? Bet you're curious.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Guess I was right. You are curious. At least it made me look extra intimidating at my job. No one's gonna mess with the big, rugged chief of police. You probably think I get them for some crazy near-death case, but that's only true for one of them. The other was a completely different story.
Ooh, shit, going into flashback territory then. Oh god, if I gotta do all this in his voice, I'll do my best.
Back when I was a kid, some of my friends and I always used to play outside and go adventuring together. We could go anywhere as long as it was close enough to town. Woods, mountains, beaches. We loved to explore every one of them. We got fairly familiar with our surroundings. Then one day we heard from someone that there was a system of caves nearby. Caves! That was something completely new to us. Of course we went in as soon as we could. We were all very excited. It wasn't a big cave system, not big enough to get lost in, but we still had so much fun that day. So much fun, in fact, that I wanted to go back there right away. The next day I called up a few friends, but they'd had a longer school day than I did. Instead of waiting for them, I decided to go alone. I bet that ended well. Turns out going out exploring on my own was a little less exciting than doing so with friends. But I still had a pretty good time, and just walking through the entire underground system was quite an experience. Plus, since I was alone, I could take the time to explore every last nook and cranny that I wanted to. Maybe that was my mistake. When I was in one of the remote corners, the ground suddenly gave way and I fell about 5 meters into the cave below. Luckily I didn't get any serious injuries from the fall, but as I looked from another exit, an ominous realization set in. This cave had no entry or exit except the one I came in. There were a few holes, but I could never fit through any of them or make them bigger in any way. Even if I could, I didn't know where they led. In the end, I had to try and climb out on my own, but as you can imagine, I wasn't exactly the best climber in town. Even so, I still got about halfway before I lost my grip and fell down again, cutting my muzzle on the edge of a rock in the process. It bled pretty badly, but at least I knew how to put pressure on the wound. I couldn't try to climb out again, however, so I waited.
Ooh, nasty. Oh, he looks so innocent as well. Oh, bless him. Oh, that's quite dark and depressing, that image is, but I like that. It's quite cool.
Took several hours for anyone to ever notice that I was missing. I must have been there for about 4, 5 hours all alone before I heard footsteps above and the search party found me. Long story short, turned out that besides the cave system we knew about, there was a much larger one right underneath. Those caves can only be entered with a guide now. And I got this lovely reminder of the experience on my muzzle. I had plenty of time to think about while I was down there, and later enough I often returned to that experience. At first it made me want to get stronger, but I realised that strength alone wouldn't have saved me. My kind would probably never been able to climb much at all, but I can at least try to better myself. guess the whole experience also kind of explains why I'm building the stupid wooden models now. So yeah, I suppose you took from it then to, yeah, just get better at things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty healthy. Feeling so helpless while I waited down there, it also made me realise I wanted to help others. Having been saved by police sure did a lot to make me want to follow the same path, since I was good enough to even become chief. Guess that's all out of the trash. Thanks for the help. That was a really nice story. Thanks for sharing it. I suppose I have to tell you all about the second scar some other time. Let's head back now, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah, the second scar, well, I went to a gay bar, and, well, let's just say it didn't quite end as well as I'd hoped. I had a fun time and all, but I almost lost my dick. Looks like it's already later than I thought. We better head to sleep soon. You can take the couch. I'll just sleep on the floor or something.
Don't you have a bed?
It's just a temporary arrangement. I wanted to be closer to work, and the new apartment wasn't ready yet, so I had to stay here for a while. Like, when we had this conversation before? Can't remember.
I see.
With all this armor, I barely even feel anything, so it doesn't matter where I sleep.
What do I say? Nah, I could. I suppose thanking him would be the right thing to do. Let's share the couch.
What do you mean?
It's big enough for both of us.
It is, but I didn't know if you... Well, if you say so. There's your bed, your highness.
Oh God, what have we done? What have I done? Oh, that's brilliant.
We usually have a separate set of clothing to wear during the night, and we just take off a few layers.
I see. Well, it's not like I can take a layer off except this little blanket.
Oh God.
Is it okay for you to sleep like this?
Yeah, it's fine. Oh my God. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh dear. Right, so meeting with Anna doesn't really matter anymore because we've saved her from death. I mean, obviously she ends up dying of the cancer anyway, but I don't think we need to meet with her anymore. We could meet with Katsuharu, but I think what we'll do is we'll save the game, and I'm going to call that a video because my voice is starting to get a little harder to do. Just needs a rest because, again, I've got poor health and I'm stupid. So yeah, but that was amazingly, interestingly funny and hilarious and stupid, but also very deep and very thoughtful, very thought-provoking. And I like it. I like these stories. These are good, interesting stories. I like these stories. These characters are believable. I think that's, when it comes to small games like this, indie developed or otherwise, the main thing you've got, it's like with any TV show as well, it's like with, or film or whatever, when you've got something small to work with, what makes it brilliant is the characters and how you make the characters work. Because at the end of the day, just because you might have a small budget or a small amount of people to work on film or game or whatever it is you're making, or written story or what have you, that's fine as long as you then put the effort into making the characters. Because with the characters you can do whatever you want, and it doesn't really require funding so much because it requires imagination and belief. And you can do that on bigger things as well. You don't have to do it for just small films and small video games and anything else. Of course not. But it really works better in a smaller environment because that's all you've really got to go by. And I think this game's characters and all that are really well done so far. I really enjoy the characters. They're believable. They're fun to interact with. I think they're very well written for the most part. And that's what's making this game, for me, work very well, is because it's a story, but it's a really nice story. And I think it's obviously the type of game that it is, being a visual novel, that's kind of the main point. But again, they're doing it right, because you can still have that concept in your head and completely fuck it up, and completely miss the point. And that does happen a lot when you don't know and you do get it right like this. It's really interesting, so I'm really enjoying this. But yes, we'll end it for now, and next time either we'll carry on meet with Anna to get her ending at the same time, or we'll meet Katsuru or what have you. Let me know in the comments and I'll do whatever. But either way, Bryce is hilarious. I like Bryce. I have a soft spot for Bryce. He's funny. I am enjoying him. He's funny. But anyway, let me know. But until then, take it easy. Have a good one. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And until then, bye for now.